The Camera app lets you take photos or videos using either the front or rear cameras on the iPad. Let's get started. Tap on the Camera app icon on your home screen. The main display will show you a view through the currently selected camera, either the front or back. You can switch between either camera by tapping on the button in the top right of screen. The main display will update to show you the new view from that camera. You can use this exact process to switch between cameras while you're in a FaceTime video chat. Watch the FaceTime lesson for more on that. The front camera has a fairly low VGA resolution. The back camera is better and can shoot HD 720p video at up to 30 frames a second with audio. That's great for video, but not so good for still photos, so you're probably not going to use the iPad as your camera replacement. If you're comparing to other cameras, the front camera is 0.3 megapixels and the back camera is 0.7 megapixels. The video capabilities of the front camera are fine for video chat though, so don't write it off completely. You can switch between recording video and taking photos by tapping on the selector in the bottom right of the screen. With both the camera and video, you choose where the focus point is by tapping on the part of the photo you would like the camera to focus on. The exposure will also be set by the point you tap on. So if you notice the picture is looking dark, try tapping on a darker part of the image to adjust the exposure for that area. If you try and shoot video in low light, you'll notice that the image starts to get fairly grainy looking, so it's best to shoot in bright light if you get the chance. You can change the focal point while you're shooting video. To start shooting your video, tap on the red record button in the center of the toolbar. The button will start flashing, letting you know that recording is underway. When you're finished recording, tap on the record button again. You'll see that the button stops flashing and the last image taken will animate down to the camera roll button in the bottom left. To see what you've just taken, tap on the camera roll button, then tap on the play button in the middle of the screen. You can trim your video just as you can from within the Photos app, which you're more or less in at this point, albeit limited to the camera roll section. If you tap on the camera roll button, you can see all the photos and videos in your camera roll. This view is actually handy because you can choose to view either the photos or videos only by tapping on the corresponding buttons in the toolbar. This is something you can't do in the Photos app, where your photos and videos are all mingled into one camera roll list. So if you're having trouble finding one of your videos, finding it this way might be a good option for you. All the other controls, like deleting, sharing, and scrubbing through all the pictures, work exactly the same as the Photos app, so watch that lesson for how to use those controls. After you're done reviewing your video or photo, tap on the Done button in the top right to return to the Camera app. Taking a photo is exactly the same process. Switch to the camera, tap on the area to focus, then tap on the camera button in the middle of the toolbar. You'll see the screen display a camera iris and the picture animating down to the camera roll button, ready for you to review if you choose. For those of you with the 3G version of the iPad, as you shoot video and photos, the iPad will also be storing the location at which you shot the video or photo using the iPad's built-in GPS. You can view photos and videos by location by tapping on the Places tool button in the Photos app. Then tap on the location to view the photos and video taken at that location. One last thing to show is that when you're shooting a still picture using the rear camera, you have an Options button. Tap on that and you can choose to display some grid lines on the screen, handy for making sure your horizon is level when shooting your next blockbuster. Whilst the editing capabilities of the built-in camera app is limited to trimming the front and end of the video, the iMovie app from Apple offers a much fuller editing experience. iMovie allows cuts, transitions, titles, and audio to be added to your movie. We'll cover iMovie in the advanced lessons.